Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Jamie and this is Film Empire. Today I have a new Q&A because it has been a while, so let's start right after the intro. So I collected 8 questions from the official Hitfilm YouTube channel, so let's start with the first one. Maudio asks, is there a tutorial using proxies? I'm not familiar with this method yet. Thanks. When you proxy something in Hitfilm, this basically means that Hitfilm renders out the composite shot and saves it somewhere on your computer. Then instead of rendering it internally, every time you go to that composite shot, it actually goes to that little video clip it created. Now this does mean that you have to proxy once everything is completed, because every time you make a change to your composite shot, the proxy is not the same, so you have to proxy every time again that you change something. The next question from CJ Kalandek. Hey guys, can you make a tutorial on how to paint out any unnecessary bystanders in the corner of your shots, like another cameraman? Yes, I can. Next week's video will be about this. I recently had a shoot for school where I had someone in the corner of my shot and I was able to paint that out. So a tutorial for that will be here next week. Ryan Workman says, I'd like to see a plugin or preset in Hitfilm that will allow you to fake the anamorphic look. Now that already exists. I am not sure what the exact name of that pack is, but you see it on screen now. Another question from Unknown. Hi, how can I make my videos semi-transparent? Now that actually depends. If you want a video semi-transparent in your editor, you can simply just go to the opacity settings and then change that to 50%. If you want transparency in your actual final result, you need to export to AVI, which has an extra alpha layer in there. So there you can actually export with transparency, but I think that this just is about layers in Hitfilm, so there you can just change the opacity. Pinoy Low Budget Production says, help, who knows where and how to download fonts for Hitfilm, and will they automatically show up in the font Dropbox? Now if you have OpenFont or TrueType fonts, you can just install them by double clicking and then hit install, and if you install them they will automatically show up in Hitfilm. Now is where to find these fonts. You can go to dafont.com. It's a really great website that I personally use. All the fonts that you see in my videos come from there, but there are also a lot of other websites that feature great free fonts. Geo Cinema asks, quick question, should I color correct / color grade before I add effects? Now color grading should always be after you did all of your effects. You can color correct to match different shots together. You can do that before the effects, but the actual color grading should always be done after your effects are done. Color grading should be the last step. Now Solent Greenis asks an effect where you replace people's heads. Now I imagine this just being the cutting out of a head as seen here and then replacing it with someone else and then animating the mouth movement as shown here. It doesn't look very professional, but it definitely gives a fun effect. So the last question is left on the video of Javert rotoscoping in Mocha Hitfilm. So Star Wars Time asks, what is the difference between tracking the entire person or splitting it up in different areas? Now, if you would track the entire person, you would have a hard time actually having all the keyframing correct, because you have a lot of different points that you have to keyframe manually, and that is not very nice. But if you have separate shapes, you can track or keyframe them way easier. So it's just splitting up your work instead of working on one giant layer, and if one thing goes wrong, you can just adjust this small portion instead of having to throw away all of the work that you have done. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next week with a video on how to paint out unwanted objects. Bye bye. Hi there, thanks for watching. Click here to see my latest video, click here to see a highlighted one, and click here to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.